We are gathered here today in remembrance of one quite dear to me. One who enjoyed moderate popularity. One who took a brief absence, but did return, albeit missing a part of themselves. Please join me in remembrance of Bunny How We First Met. A prince would awaken on a ruined island of a fallen kingdom, guided by the spirits of those who once lived in that kingdom, but had now fallen. Many survivors have been saved and placed in bubbles with a great savior deity known as Grandpa Angel. Guided by his spirit guide Susanna, the bunny prince would come across a beautiful girl known as Coriander, Susanna's daughter. Swooned, the prince would begin his journey to wed her, buying her various things, jewelry, dresses, opening the stores from the former world in which she lived that she longed for. The prince would make great progress in rebuilding his kingdom, appeasing the spirits that returned to help him in his quest, connecting the islands, creating more and more workers to gather more and more resources, and placing idols to help guide the spirits of Grandpa Angel. All the while, the prince continued supporting his soon-to-be fiancée, Coriander, with various monetary gifts. However, the prince yearned for another. He would seek a more wild love, a more natural love, and that of the pirate Peach. The femme buccaneer would provide happiness and joy in his life. The bunny prince would provide plums, he would provide roses, he would provide many natural endeavors to appease the love of Pirate Peach. Though in the end, they were never to be together. The prince would wed Coriander, and the two would live happily ever after, though he would always think to himself, what if? This is the story of Bunny How We First Met, and the story of the Bunny Prince. I'd like to share my personal experience with the game. Back in the early 2010s, my brother and I would get home from school every day, and we would go straight to the family computer. We would play flash games on various of the websites. There was Congregate, Armor Games. There was unlimited entertainment for free on our family computer. Many of these games could be completed in under an hour, but one game caught our attention for a week or two, even longer. I don't remember exactly how we stumbled upon Bunny How We First Met, or what it was that attracted us to it. Perhaps it was the cute graphics. Maybe it was the fact that it had its own website with forums where people discussed the game. We very much enjoyed exploring the in-game world. Despite it not being particularly vast or having a large amount of places to explore, it kept our attention with what it had. There were various creatures, the bunnies, the foxes, the monsters which you could bribe, which would do work for you at an increased rate. There was various buildings to make, various idols to achieve. There was even a small achievement system in which you could build your fountain up and achieve the 100% status of the game. Granted, there was an achievement you could not complete once the game was re-released. I would come to forget Bunny How We First Met, despite enjoying the game for all that time. Around 2015, I believe, I would stumble upon an image of the game and wish to return to my childhood nostalgia, albeit it was only from a few years before. However, I couldn't find the website anymore. It had become defunct thanks to the old hosting service not being able to provide the website with hosting anymore. Myself and many others thought that it was gone for good, and that the game we had played in our childhoods would no longer be able to be returned to on a trip down the old path. However, thanks to the people at the Reply All podcast, which is a great podcast you should go check out. They actually did an episode on this. They were able to provide, once again, a place for Bunny to live. The new website, bunny.com, would provide a place to play it, albeit it was missing the save feature, so you could only play it all the way through in one sitting. I was able to return to the game and restore my love for the simplicity of it. I would talk longer on the development and message of the game, but the Reply All podcast has already covered it. I'd highly recommend you check out the episode in which they interview Andre Spearings and Daniel Cook. However, I did reach out to Daniel Cook on a few things. Daniel would found Spry Fox in 2010, a year after Bunny How We First Met first came out. Spry Fox has continued to make games, although due to legal reasons now uses bears instead of bunnies, and are currently in the process of creating Cozy Grove, another island restoration game. Dan has stated that while Cozy Grove shares similar design patterns to that of Bunny, it is meant to be a much longer and much deeper game than Bunny was. I must say, I'm sad to see Bunny How We First Met leave the internet. I'd like to thank you all for gathering here today in remembrance. While the game has disappeared, we can never lose the memories that we had with it. Let us not forget the message of the game. True love does exist, just in case you were wondering. Please join me in sending off Bunny How We First Met. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe for more videos like this, and farewell.